let's say we've created the most amazing sound design, ability, music, mix, whatever, what have you, and we're ready to actually create an audio file from our work. Right? First thing we want to do is select the area of the timeline that we want to include in our audio file. If we don't select any area, like if I was just to go through this process right now, what Pro Tools would do is it would start bouncing or creating audio from this moment here. You'll see it's not at the beginning of the timeline. It would start creating the file from where I have content. So where this audio clip begins. See, so it would not include that in the audio file that I created. And then it would go to the end of all the content that I have in my session. So it would actually go to here, the end of this audio clip. If instead, say I just wanted to create an audio file of that area, so it has a bit of that audio clip, a bit of that audio clip, and a bunch of silence in the middle. Who knows why I wanted to create this, but let's say I wanted to bounce or create an audio file of just this, right? I would select that area, and then I would go through this process. For now, I'm going to select an audio clip here, hold Shift, and click on my other audio clip, so I've got that entire area selected on the timeline. Once I have my area selected, I'm going to go to File, Bounce to, and then Disk. Very important thing is if you want to create an audio file, you're going to hit Bounce to Disk. If you want to create a video file, you're going to bounce to QuickTime. Right? So bounce to disk. First, you tell it what output track you want. Yours will probably be Pro Tools built-in output or something similar to that. You can change the file type. Format. Interleaved is the same as stereo. So you can think of interleaved and stereo as interchangeable here in Pro Tools. You can do a mono summed, where it's going to take anything and everything and just mix it down to a single mono audio file. Or you can do multiple mono. So if we have stereo audio files within it, or 5.1 or 7.2 or whatever it happens to be, we can do multiple mono, and then it will create individual separate mono audio files for each one of the channels that would be part of a 5.1 or 7.2 setup. In our case, we're going to do interleaved. If you want to change the bit depth and sample rate or the audio fidelity and resolution of your audio file that you're creating, this is where you do it. Name it, and then lastly, tell Pro Tools where you want it to be created, where you want to save it. If you want to change where it is, you just hit choose and navigate to wherever you want. It's going to default to the bounce files folder of the folder hierarchy that the session is within. So for us, that works just fine. And then really important here on the bottom left, it says offline. What that means is if I have it unchecked, Pro Tools is going to force me to listen to all of the audio that I have in my session as the file is being created. It can be really helpful if you want to have another listen over it before you say you're done. However, if you got places to go, people to meet, check that offline button, and instead it will just finish the process as soon as it's done calculating and processing the audio. I'll show you the difference. So without offline checked. So I'm now hearing everything in my session. And I would have to wait another 2 minutes and 42 seconds for Pro Tools to say I'm done making this file. However, if I go to bounce to disk, check offline, bounce. Wow, that was a lot quicker, right? Just saved you a ton of time. So now here is the folder where I have my session in. I'm actually using testing 2. You can see the title of the session here. And it defaulted to the bounced files folder. So now within here, we have a testing 2 audio file, which is what I just created.